Hey guys, Chase here. Today I wanted to talk to you about my experience that I just recently had with the Battlefield 6 open beta. And to preface that, I did play the pre-alpha stress test that they did. The game was in a lot less complete of a state, and I really can't even talk about it, but I did play that, so this was really my second experience with the game, and I only got to play it for about a day and a half. I was out of town for the first half of the open beta, so I hopped on the 14th and was able to play the 14th, 15th, and some of the 16th. But yeah, it was a really good time. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience with it. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm notably not pre-ordering, as I don't even know if I'll pick it up at launch. I'm interested to see what the monetization system of this particular installation of the game is going to be like. And how it lands before I pick it up. I'm excited to play it, but I'm also not going to rush it. So everyone keep that in mind. I've been playing Battlefield since Battlefield 3 on the PS3. Everything else, including Battlefield 3 more recently, I've played on PC. So I've got a few thousand hours under my belt with the franchise, including 2042, which I enjoyed for its own thing. I saw it more as a hardline than I did a main installation Battlefield, where it was sort of like a more experimental, I guess. And I think a lot of the player base didn't resonate with that, which is totally fine. I liked it for what it was, but it definitely didn't feel like this. So that gets me into my first point, is that Battlefield 6 really feels like a mainline Battlefield game. I've been calling this Battlefield 3.75 because it doesn't quite have that 4 feel. It feels more like 3 in a good way, but it feels like if it had all the modern, sensibilities and things that we come to expect out of a first-person shooter, a Battlefield title, a mainline Battlefield title, if it were to release in 2025. And Vince Zampella at the helm does give me some reassurance, considering I'm a Titanfall 2 boy. That's always been good, my Halo. So I hope that something pans out with this. Anyway, what I'd like to really talk about is just how the balance kind of struck to me. So one thing that we know is going to change is that the Assault will get the Respawn's beacon instead of the Recon class in release, amongst a few other things. So tale as old as time, if you're the Recon class, that's like your gadget. But they're moving it to the Assault class. The reason being is that people were using the specialization of the Sniper with the Recon beacon to sort of just get to kind of, like cheese spots. And just kind of plink away at people and ultimately it's usually not very effective in the actual game, but it will pad out your stats, and it's just kind of annoying to fight against. So I see why they got rid of that. And the Assault class is definitely the spearhead. So I like the idea of being able to punch through with the Assault class with, you've got superior small arms. You've got a lot of people are running a shotgun with an assault rifle to get some really potent close range and medium range engagement. You get the med pen, so you get a quick heal, and if you can go in there and pop down a recon beacon and the rest of your squad can spawn up on you, that is a very, very potent force multiplier for that class. So I understand that. The next thing is the support class. So for this to make sense, I kind of want to talk about what I call a class burden versus their effectiveness, right? So the way I think of it is that a burden is a shortcoming, sort of like a check and balance, right? So like in theory, a recon provides a lot of information, and it can do it in close range with the tugs, but it would kind of rely on an assault player or even an engineer or something to really take advantage of that information up close. I mean, you could run a AR, but really having the sniper and being able to also just spot and do chip damage or even take people out from far away is also invaluable. So it has that dependency in a close range. Classes like the Assault in this game, I don't think have much of a dependency on anything. Like, sure, they need ammo and health, but also not really the health and the ammo. I don't think they really need it in a lot of ways. Like the lifespan, these are very close maps. The lifespan isn't really conducive to that, in my opinion. And I think the support feels overburdened because their whole job is giving ammo, health, and reviving, but the kicker is that they have a machine gun. The thing that I like, my main focus that I enjoyed about that dynamic in previous Battlefields was if you're reviving, that is an up close and personal job with the front lines, which I think is very conducive to assault. And giving it health, that's also good because that's something that's like an immediate need. Like in my work, we call that's meeting an immediate need. Is you put the health out there and you're making sure that your teammate has more life. Ammo is something that if you're depleted all your ammo, you're probably trying to make your way back anyway. And having a guy back there with a machine gun is very good because they can post up with a machine gun, have superior volume of fire, and have an infinite ammo supply on themselves with the ammo pack. You know where they are because they never stop firing. You can go over there and resupply anytime you feel like it. But when you have that same class with a machine gun post up, and then you also make them run to the front lines and revive, it's two conflicting strategies that you're making the same class play. And I just don't think that that's right. I think that maybe I think that they're maybe on the right track with giving the assault the recon beacon, but I think that there's got to be something else there because I think the support class is very overburdened. I am interested to see how the recon class plays because it's one of those classes that I think taking away the respawn beacon will make it more burdened by other classes in a way, or like burdened with needing other classes. It has a check because it won't be able to just go out willy-nilly and respawn forever out there. So something to be said for that. But yeah, I think the game is... It's going to be very interesting upon release. I can tell that the devs and the leadership are particularly interested about making sure that I played a lot of Destiny 2. The devs in that game had an idea of what they wanted the meta to be. And I think that's a good thing to an extent because I think the devs should have an idea of how the game plays and maybe try to enforce that. But you can't make the hand of the DM too apparent. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I appreciate you guys for watching. Maybe some more Battlefield content. Thanks. Subscribe. Bye.